I'm Holton Siegling, and I am a proud graduate of First Baptist. We had a saying when I was a senior here: "We are great, we are mighty, we're the class of 1990." My time here at First Baptist School was a real blessing. I can tell you that some of my very best friends to this day are folks that I met and got to know throughout my time here. I can also say that First Baptist came into my life at just the right time. When I was a 7th grader, about 12 years old, at about that time in my life I began to experience some unusual symptoms. I would have muscular tics and guttural noises. Came to find out that I had Tourette syndrome. And that experience in a different context would have been completely different. But here at First Baptist, I felt supported and nurtured, encouraged. And that's not to say that kids weren't kids from time to time. It certainly is not to suggest that teachers didn't have a hard time getting a hold of all the different symptoms that come with that. As a matter of fact, I can still remember Miss Manning, our English teacher. She would give me more demerits than any other teacher here because I'd tap my feet in the back of the room and it would shake the whole room, our old high school classrooms. But she also gave me the opportunity, and her family that is, to come back one day, some years later, and to assist in her funeral. And so that's what I want to say, is that relationships, a mutual trust and esteem and a respect, a place where I personally felt safe and secure and loved, that's for me what my First Baptist experience was all about. I think my time here at First Baptist prepared me for my life and ministry as a pastor in all of the ways that we might expect, helping me to know how to study and write. And our school is small enough where we could be involved in a variety of things. And for me, that came in the form of varsity sports. And so in that, I learned how to be a part of a team and work toward common goals. But for me, Christian formation was probably the most impactful aspect of my time here that has helped me in my life today. From the classes we took, the regular chapel services, opportunities for leadership. For me, it was through Fellowship of Christian Athletes. I can tell you that from the time I arrived at First Baptist to the time I left, I grew as a follower of Jesus Christ, and for that I am forever grateful. I don't think you can ever underestimate a Christ-centered education. I mean, it's akin to a Christ-centered life. I know growing up I was fortunate to be brought up in a Christian home where faith was not just a Sunday morning endeavor. It wasn't a matter of coming to church, putting money in the offering plate, maybe going to Sunday school or youth activities. Faith was an everyday practice, whether we were having a blessing around the table or really asking God's guidance on the bigger decisions of life, whether who we're going to marry, where we're going to go to school, the vocational trajectory of our life. All of those things were matters of prayerful discernment. And so I know that when my parents were considering the opportunity of me coming to First Baptist, that was a big deal for them. The opportunity to partner with an institution that philosophically understood and recognized just how important it is to see the world and experience and engage it through the lens of faith. To consider how Christ's will is set forth in Scripture can be operative in our life. And that's a gift to the Christian when we can look at the world and see those occasions of despair and we can speak a word of hope. Or when there's grief, we can talk about forgiveness. It ends up being not only a blessing to us, this Christian education, this life of faith, but it also ends up being a blessing to others, to all those whom we may be fortunate enough to serve.